So I got the seam sealer. One's upside down and one's not. 3M8308. This is what I'll be using on the drip rails and the quarter to rocker seams and the seams back here on the rear deck filler and on the cowl and wherever else I decide to put some seam sealer back. So, and then this is what I'll be using on the firewall for the satin black. Good stuff. So here's our primer from the other night. It's only been a couple days. It's got a little bit of reducer left in there. It's drying up. This original one from when I did the car still has quite a bit of reducer on the top for some reason. That's just fine. I don't think that means anything. And then for some reason I seem to be working on this Volkswagen a lot lately. Still chasing the same problem. Problem starting when it's warm. We got a new high pressure fuel pump. The new cam follower. For some reason they say you have to replace these bolts. Don't know why. It makes no sense to me. So here we are again. If I can just get this out of the way. Alright, so this is sanded. I went through in a couple spots, put some bomb can etch primer over the bare metal. And we're going to see how this stuff covers. The back is just black epoxy. My phone's ringing, of course. Okie dokie. As I was doing a second ago. Ha! You weren't even looking at that. Pay attention. Up here. I'm not going to put a bunch of paint on this on the bottom because it's the bottom of the bumper filler. For all I know, it'll get raptured later. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be just like this, being that I painted it. Anyway, let's try out here. Why aren't you ever looking at what I'm doing? There you go again, looking at the ground. Basically, I'd just like to know how this is going to cover. Probably be a two coats to get it covered, 2 or 3. I'll probably, maybe 3 coats. Then I'll what I call last chance it, just denab all the dirt with 1000 grit, then spray 2 final color coats before clear. At least that's how I'm hoping it goes. Doesn't look like it's going to cover the best, but it also doesn't look too horrible. Also curious how it's going to go over. I red scotch sprited this. I D8'd it with 600, then red scotch sprited the edges and stuff, and some of the top, just because I'm curious on how this color is going to go over that kind of a scratch, and how careful I need to be on the final sanding on the car. But anyway, I'm going to let this flash, put another coat on. it's like 3 coats coverage, which isn't bad for a base that mixes 2 to 1. Anyways, this is Eurochem base. This is GM Astro Blue, I think, or that's what it's supposed to be. Whether it resembles it or not, I don't know. I don't know that color very well. This isn't cleared, obviously, but looks like it sprays and lays out fairly easily, at least on a small part, but we'll see. Spray some of this wax and grease remover on here to simulate clear, and that is the color. So if that color works for you, then this is the color it's going to be. If you say, no, that ain't going to work, then this is the color that it's going to be. Anyways, this is the color I have, and I bought 2.5 gallons of it, which is more than enough, hopefully. That's why I wanted to see how it covered. I bought, usually when I do a car like this, I buy 2 gallons, which in Eurochem is really only 3 gallons sprayable. Something like DBC would be 4 gallons sprayable. But anyway, I figured I'd use one of the quarts for all the jams, and I'd have another quart to tint the bed liner if I do the inside of the car, and then I have 2 gallons of paint for when I paint the car, 1 gallon's ground coat for these 3 coats. Then I'll denib that with 1000 grit, and I'll use the other gallon to spray 2 final coats over that. So other than that, you have to take your 2 gallons of paint and mix them together and mix them back and forth to make sure they're exactly the same, so you don't have any differences between panels. So that's how I avoid that. I use the same gallon of paint for the last coat on everything. But so yeah, it should be enough. I remember when I painted the El Camino, although I didn't do any jams, I didn't even use 1 gallon of the Eurochem on it. It covered really well. But I'm always paranoid about running out of paint, so I like to have too much. Hopefully I have too much. All right, that's that.